Alicia Renee, and you're watching Now That's Memphis, the segment where we highlight people and places that make Memphis special and keep you up to date with what's happening in and around the city. If you love family, a little bit of drama with a spice of solutions, we have just the guest for you. We have with us today television show host Karamo. Karamo, thanks for being here.
Thank you for those words.
Did you ever think that you would be where you are today?
Let me tell you something. I prayed. I can't lie to you. I prayed. There was many times in my room, where I was like hoping that this could be my future. And there was a lot of times that people around me made me feel like this couldn't be my future, where situations happen where I was like, maybe it's not for me. And I mean, like, I'm very transparent. Like, I grew up super poor. I had no money. We were always struggling. Like, we were one of those families that, like, every other year I was in a school, different school, because my father couldn't pay the bills and we was moving out in the middle of the night. And I say that to say, when I was going through life, no one told me to dream. No one told me that my dreams were possible. And so luckily I had enough discernment in myself to know, like, if I just keep fighting and keep pushing through all these bad moments, maybe I can make it. And, that faith with the hard work paid off. And so I share this story to let people know who are out there. Like, if you're in a moment right now of doubt, of not understanding what this moment was, why it was so hard, what am I supposed to learn from this? Take from my experience and know that there's something that you can learn and you can get to that life you want. That's what I do with my guests. I tell them every day, like, just because if you're having this drama with your mama, your sister, your cousin, your boyfriend, you can be better. You will have a better life. And my show is a destination for them to know, we've heard it, I've heard you. Now let's give you some tools and solutions.
Do you think that hosting and producing for the OWN network with Oprah helped you with your show?
It did a little bit, but side note, they fired me. That was my first hosting job, okay? Oprah didn't fire me. I got hired by her, and then the producer on it, after it was 3 hosts, and this is my first hosting job, and this is in 2015, and so people weren't talking about mental health. They weren't talking about it. So my training, my skills are now like, now everybody talking about mental health. Everybody want to know about, like, what to do. She walked in there and said, I don't think, this is the executive producer said, I don't think you've got it. I don't think you have it as a host. We're keeping the other 2 hosts and we're getting rid of you. And I said, are you sure? I was like, you think I'm not a good host? She said, I'm sorry. Her advice to me, and I've quoted this and I've seen her since. She said, my advice to you would be to give up hosting. And I think about her all the time. So she just applied for a job on my show. She got the job, by the way. Because, like, listen, I don't hold grudges. I don't hold grudges, and I'm excited that she's here to see me flourish and be a part of my team. But let me tell you that full circle moment, because I said to her at that interview, I said, you are good at your job, but you're not good at making sure that you tell people things that they don't need to hear. Because you didn't need to tell me that I couldn't be a good host, because that could have broken a different person, but that didn't break me. And now I'm here going into season 3.
Do you find yourself needing to self-reflect after having certain guests on your show?
Yeah, sometimes after the guests, like, we have a therapist that also works on my show that I make sure he works with. His name is Steven. We do aftercare. We're in the moment, and he and I coordinate. And for me, like, I have a network of how I decompress. Like, it's one of the things that I learned early on is that I have to always feed into me so that I can feed into other people. But there's moments where I feel guests have given that first step, but I feel like they need more. And I have, since season 1, given my telephone number to people guests who have called me personally. And everybody tell me I'm crazy. They're like, what are you doing? Like, you're on TV, you're not supposed to give it. But, like, I'm just like, this is a human being. Like, take all the celebrity, take all the show out of it. Like, if you need help, like, and you came to me for that help, if we couldn't solve it here, I'm gonna give you some resources, but girl, call me. And the thing that I've loved is everyone I've done it with has been respectful. And they've been respectful. And it helps me to know, like, there needs to be a little bit more, and I'm glad that I can continue that.
What has been your greatest lessons from the past 2 seasons that you're looking forward to implementing this season?
Well, I'm all about transparency. So one of the things we're doing this season that's going to be better, we have a co-parenting digital series called Co-Parenting Unlocked, where I invite my son's mother on the show. And also we do a 10-part series. And so the thing is that most people don't know, I had a child when I was 15, but my son's mother didn't tell me about my child until he was 10. And then when I learned about him, I got full custody. And then a year later, I adopted his little brother, different mothers, same mother, different fathers. And I became a father of 2 at 25. And she and I have very different views of how we see the world, okay? And so, like, one of the things we talk about in this series is, like, so she believes that it's okay to smoke weed with my sons, where I don't believe that's okay. For me, I'm like, there has to be a boundary. Just because I know you're smoking doesn't mean that that's something that you and I should engage in. And those are co-parenting issues, all the way down to like, she feels like rewards should be given even when the grades are not there. Because she's like, that's my babies. If I got the money, I want to buy stuff. And I'm like, no, because then you're reinforcing. But through these challenges, we figured out, and I helped her understand that our child has to always, our children are always most important. And I have guests that come on my show, and I see them fighting, and I'm like, listen, I understand as adults, y'all got your issues, but this y'all decided to bring this baby in this world. That baby did not decide to be here. And so if you're going to have these issues, you got to learn how to put them aside to make your child a priority. And we talk about how we did it. And so we talk about like also, I'm an openly gay man. I'm proud of being who I am, but her family is religious and they do not like me. And they have said things about me to my children. And I had to set boundaries with her support to let them know that's not going to be okay. But like some people don't know how to do that. And they have mama, daddy coming in and ruining a relationship that could have been healthy, but you got too many people in your ear. And so we talk about how do you deal with that? And that's something I'm proud of because like these are conversations that you've never seen a host come on in. I mean, we got a little bit taste of Stedman. I'm not comparing myself or anything, but we got a little taste of Stedman. We don't know what was really going on in that house. And I know they weren't always good. I know it. I know it. And so, but like for me, I'm like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is what my life is. And so I'm glad because I know it's gonna help people.
The new season of Karamo is out now. You can watch Karamo at 6 a.m. every weekday. And you can go to our website at abc24.com/nowthat'smemphis to get more information about Karamo. I'm Alicia Renee. Now that's Memphis.